a lot of people just working hard, getting stressed, putting on pressure, but there isn't that vision. Have you found, what was the greatest sacrifice you ever made in your life, do you think? And what was the reward that you gained from it? What was the biggest sacrifice?
That is really the question. Is it really a sacrifice?
Because you love it.
Exactly. To me, it's also a real question is the word discipline. Because I tell you, I felt many times that I'm not a disciplined person. But people always insist and say, oh, it must take so much discipline every day to get up. And every day you were in the gym at 7 in the morning and you worked at the 9:30 in the morning. And then you went to college after that. And then you went this and this and you worked on construction. I was like looking forward to getting up in the morning and looking forward driving to the gym and working out 2.5 hours and then going down to the beach and taking a run in the deep sand and getting some cardio work done and all this stuff. I was looking forward to it. It was not like, oh my God, I have to do another workout. Yes, you do that when, for instance, sometimes people go to the gym and the doctor says, you should go to the gym and you should work out because otherwise, I see some problems coming up, high cholesterol and body fat and this and that, and you're going to go and wipe out, 10 years younger than you want to. If there's ever the right time to wipe out. But I mean, in any case, so that person you can see in the gym is there and they do their reps and they do their sets and they're not really into it. You can see there's no life in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like they grab the weight and they just do their sets and they get the pump and they feel good and they put the weights down and get the next heavier weight and they do the set. And so that's really fun. But that person is kind of like a vegetable in a way. They just cruise around in the gym, they sit on the life cycle and they just pedal away. And when you say to them, I say, so why do you work out? They have no answer. Then eventually they say, well, to be honest with you, the doctor told me that I should get in shape. That's better for my health. To bring my blood pressure down and my cholesterol down and my body fat down and all this. So they're not really, so I say to them always, I said, what you should do is you should just pick a goal that you can chase. They would say, like, what? I said, well, how much do you weigh? I'm weighing 190 pounds, and I want to lower my body weight. I said, well, why don't you pick a goal like you want to go down to 170? And it is now March, and by August, when you go to the beach, you're going to have a slimmer waist, less body fat, and you look leaner, and you can be proud of your body. I said, pick that goal. Oh, that's a good idea. I said, write it down, and then write down the sets you have to do to get you there, and the amount of reps you have to do, and the amount of life cycle that you have to run, and regular bicycling, and running that you have to do. Write all of this down, and then you mark it off. Every day you mark it off. That's what I did. To me, there was really that feedback that I see, a line being crossed. That means one set was done. It was a satisfying kind of a thing. The line was crossed off. The next line was crossed off. And so I tell people that, and then they just say, oh my God, this is, I'm going to do that. That is such a great idea. Then they come back to me like a few months later, and they say, this worked.
Oh,
it was unbelievable. It worked. It was fantastic. And it really gave me a purpose. You see, so that's what it's why it's important to have a purpose when you do things, to have a clear vision when you do things, because then you don't have to look at it kind of like I have to be really disciplined to do that, or I have to make certain sacrifices to do that, because then it just drags you into that direction and you just do the work. But I mean, I walked away from all of this comfort to come to America. So yet there were major, major sacrifices like that, but I really never looked at it in that way, because I just say to myself, I want to go to America. I want to go and be there and work my way up to become the greatest bodybuilder of all times. And that's, we are talking about one of the other rules.
Yes.
Is in my book, which is that to shoot for big goals.
Yeah, never think small.
Is just as much energy or as little energy as shooting for a little goal. It's just as much hassle when you have a little goal. Like, say, if I would say, I want to be Mr. Austria. Well, that's as much working out than working out for Mr. Europe or Mr. Universe. So, I mean, you might as well just continue on and just say, okay, all I have to do now, the difference really is that you have to become a real professional. You have to know how to pose. You have to have the right tan. You have to take the right food supplements. You have to eat the right food. You have to really fine tune. You have to get the definition. It's not just the size of the body. So the higher up you go, the more complicated it gets to win. And but I said to myself, to me, to shoot for the goal of being a world champion, it's just as easy as shooting for a goal of being Mr. Austria, being the Austrian champion. So I just went all out. And not only to win the world championships in bodybuilding, but to go beyond Reg Park, who won at that point 3 Mr. Universe titles, to go beyond that and to say, I want to actually become the greatest bodybuilder of all time. All times. That was my goal. And so that's why I had to come to America, where there is Muscle Beach, where there's Gold's Gym, where all the champions work out together, where there's Joe Weider that can be helpful and publish you and put you on the cover of his magazines, and all of this to do the promotion, the campaign, the training, the marketing of bodybuilding and all that. So to me, this was really the only way to go, is to come to Los Angeles. And on top of it, Los Angeles is known for Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And this is my next career. So I always say to myself, the word Reg Park, I saw him in Hercules movies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So can you believe that this guy won Mr. Universe 3 times, and then he was discovered in Rome, in Cinecittà. And they saw him there and they said, oh my God, you are Hercules.
Hercules, yeah.
We're going to send you to acting classes, into acting school, and you're going to play Hercules. And then Steve Reeves did the same thing, who was another Mr. Universe from 1950. Yeah, Steve Reeves from 1950, Reg Park 1951. So both of them became Hercules. Then there was many other bodybuilders that did Hercules movies, or those gladiator movies and muscle movies and stuff like that in the 60s that became very famous. But I mean, so I said to myself, if Reg Park could get into movies, maybe when I go to America and I become the world's greatest bodybuilder, then they would ask me to go into movies. And so this was the idea. So to me, it was natural. Oh, I said to myself, there's Hollywood in Los Angeles, there's Muscle Beach in Los Angeles, there's Gold's Gym in Los Angeles, there's Joe Weider here. This is perfect. I have to go there. That was the reason why I went here.
Did you ever have a plan B?
I never believed in plan B because I felt kind of like one of the rules we have in my book is never listen to the naysayers.
Yeah.
You know, to me, I always felt kind of like every single dream of mine, and of course, I have to say they were outrageous dreams. So people said, this is stupid.
Yeah.
What is the matter with you? That would never happen. I mean, your dream is to go to America. What do you think, they're waiting for you over there? I mean, there are plenty of people over there. They have over 300 million population. They don't need any more. And so that was the kind of saying, you would never make it to America. And they don't need you. So no, impossible. When I said I want to be a world champion in bodybuilding, that was impossible. When I said I want to get into movies, that was impossible. So it was always impossible. So I felt that we can go and defend ourselves from that and just not listen to the naysayers. But if I start having a plan B, then all of a sudden I'm becoming, in a way, a naysayer to myself.
Wow, yeah, true.
So because that means now that I'm saying, well, maybe this isn't working out. And if it's not working out, we should have a plan B. So to me, this is the most dangerous of all of the naysayers, is me saying no, and it's impossible maybe to myself. So therefore, I felt the best way of handling that is not to have a safety net and not to have a plan B. That I'm at risk, and therefore I have to be at all times on the edge and a 10, so I don't fall where I would need a safety net.
Yeah.